Hello everybody, this is Jasmine from Unicorn Crochet. Everybody's been asking me how I do my yarn hair, which looks like this. And another picture, oops, like that. And I get a lot of questions on how I do this. Because it looks pretty awesome and it's a lot of fun, and you can do any length. Your hair has to be at least 4 inches, I'd say, to get a solid braid out of it that will last and stay in for a while. You're going to want to do it when your hair is damp, so you're going to want a spray bottle in order to install, but that's ahead of what we're doing. Let's see here. So what you need is some yarn and scissors, and you'll end up with double-ended braids. I usually only braid one side because the other side is what you're going to be braiding in, so it doesn't really matter that much unless you want the braid to go down longer, and even then, once your hair runs out, you can still keep braiding the yarn to make it as long as you want. But if you're trying to have the ends be braided and have it burned, which you can do, you can burn it and then do a palm roll in your hands to get it to close and stay, keep the braid to stay. You can do that too. That just takes a little longer, and I like the way that it looks with the ends out. It ends up getting all flowy looking. Makes it look a little bit more like hair. So what I do is I get my yarn, and today I'm going to use green and blue, and it is starting to tangle up on itself. That's okay. So usually I kind of eyeball it for what I want. If you're trying to do exact length, you can wrap it around the back of a chair or you know, a book. Anything really works if you're trying to get them all to be exactly one length. I am not too picky about that because I do them really, really long, as you can see. Like that's really, really long, and it goes in like that, so it's super long. And I usually just cut it down when I'm done, cut it so that it's all pretty much one length at the bottom. So what I do is that you have to double it over, because all yarn that you do is doubled over, because I do double-ended. So for every one braid you do, you get 2 out of. And I'll show you what I mean on that later. So let's see, I usually do them about this long. It's pretty long. So you just cut, and then you do it again, and I usually just kind of hold them together until I get to where I'm going, and then you just cut it again. And you can do as many as you want. I usually do about, let's see here, I usually do about 5 or 6 strands of yarn. 6 gives you a pretty decent sized braid. You can also braid it if you're just wanting single-ended. You can just braid these 2 together and make, you know, make a single-ended braid. But I like to do 2. So let's scoot you down so you can see what I'm going to do next. Okay, so now that I have the 2 strands, I wrap it around my foot, around my toe, like so. And then I usually do Senegalese Twists on one side, which is, let's see if I can get you in closer so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's see, is that good? Yeah. So I usually will do Senegalese Twist, which means you twist both of them one direction and then go the opposite way. So I'm twisting both to the right, and then I'm going like that. And if, you know, there's a million tutorials on how to do these twist braids out on YouTube. So you're just twisting both under and then bringing them around. Twist under, bring around. On both strands. You gotta twist both of them or they won't stay. So twist both strands, bring around. Twist both strands, bring around. And just keep doing that till you're at the length that you want it to be. I don't usually go too far down on these because I like to have the flowy ends, like I said. But, you know, I go down a little ways. Wow, I really like this color scheme. It's turning out awesome. So I probably go down to about right there. And then when I get to where I'm at, I take 2 of the pieces of yarn out of the braid and get your fingers like this, and then bring it around under and grab that piece right there and just bring it through and pull. And then you have a knot and it'll stay. I usually do that twice, so you pinch under, pull through. Just a basic little, I forget what those are called, I think it's a slip knot. So basic slip knot, and then you end up with, ta-da! Oh, you stay there. So now you ended up with the 2 that I was telling you about. So now that you have that, I will show you how to do an install. Alright, I am back and I have sectioned out a little piece so I can show you how to do the braid. So some people use a clippy and will clip this part up, which is the braided side. But I usually just hold it in my mouth because that's easier and it's just me installing it on myself. But if you want to be professional about it, you can use a clip. So I can't talk for a second. Hold on, bear with me. So what you do is put this in here and then go like this. Put this in the middle and braid. And then you can let go with your mouth. You don't have to hold on for very long, just long enough to get it anchored. You want to make sure you get it nice and taut on your scalp, but not tight. If you do it tight, it'll hurt your scalp. You'll get headaches. You know, then you get those tension bumps around your scalp, and those itch and they kind of hurt. I've learned my lesson with that, especially around here and around the base of your neck. You really want to make sure you don't get it too tight because that really, really hurts. Also, it's okay to leave out some of these baby hairs that are throughout the sides. That's good. Don't try and braid those in because they're just going to get that tension and pull and it hurts. So it's okay if they're not completely perfect. Now that I'm starting to get to wispy ends, I always braid my hair on the outside like I'm doing with this in the middle because then your hair doesn't get all caught up in the yarn. Because then it takes forever to take out, and it's damaging on your hair. So I part this into the 3 strands on both sides, and then I start just braiding it with my ends. I put my ends together and braid like this with my hair is 1 strand and the yarn is 2. But I don't do that the whole way down because, like I said, your hair starts to get matted into the yarn if you keep it in for too long. So now that my hair is getting to the wispy ends, and it's hard to hang on to, I then split one of these into 2 and then 1, and I put my hair with the 2 strands, and then braid. And braid all the way down till your hair is braided all the way in there. Let's see here. And almost there. And, okay, now I'm to the bottom. So I take those 2 strands, it doesn't matter which 2, it's not a big deal. And you do, again, the simple slip knot, which you bring your fingers like this, bring this part under, and then just pull through. And there you have it. You're set. There's your braid. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions, questions, comments, leave them in the description below. If you have any tutorials you would like to see, I do a lot of crochet. I also do a lot of different braids. Like there's different kinds. You can do wool extensions. That's 100% merino wool. Or I also do knit braids that are made out of yarn. And those are pretty fun too. They're really big and bulky. They give your hair a lot of volume. They're really heavy though. You wouldn't want to do a full head of that. It'd hurt your neck. But yeah, any comments, questions, anything that you have, how to take care of them? I'll be doing another tutorial on how to, do a wash, how to wash your hair with the yarn in, because it's kind of hard to do. But yeah, if you have any questions on anything, feel free to message me. All right, thanks guys. Bye.